Okay, guys, two things today. Distance formula and the midpoint formula. Gordon, do we have to memorize that? Yes. Whine to somebody else. You're not going to get any sympathy here. Here's my sympathy face. Okay? Now, a couple of things. Gentlemen, first thing I want us to think about what it's telling us about the distance, about distance and midpoint. Okay? If I have these 2 points, the length of this line is a distance. Yes? Okay? Now, you'll see that if this were on a graph, do you see how it makes a right triangle? This squared plus that squared equals that squared. Okay? That's what the distance formula is. Find out the difference between the x's. That would be this part down here. Find out the difference between the y's. That would be this part here. Square them and add them together, and that gives us d squared. So then I take the square root of that to find the length. Now we're going to do some practice with that in just a minute. Do you see where the formula comes from? It's just Pythagoras. It's just the square. It's as if I was saying a squared plus b squared equals c squared, but I don't want to know what c squared is. I want to know what c is. So I have to put the square root over it. Okay? When I subtract the x's, that gives me a. When I subtract the y's, that gives me b. Okay? Yeah, Cole.
So c is the more complicated way of that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It shows us that we put the x's together. We just plug in and simplify. Okay? So I don't have to draw a triangle. All I need are these 2 points. Okay? Now, here's another thing, and I'm going to try to draw that same line again or something similar to it. Okay? The midpoint is the point that's halfway between these 2 endpoints. It's not asking us for a difference or a distance. It's asking us for a point. That means I need an x and a y. Okay? To find the x and the y, I add the 2 x's together and divide by 2. What does that sound like? What does that sound like? Add 2 numbers together, then divide by 2. What does that sound like, Simon?
Finding the average.
Finding the average of the x's. If I want to find the y of the midpoint, I'm sorry, that should say plus, guys. Please make that a plus sign between the 2 y's. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm not that smart. I'm not that smart.
For the distance formula and
No. Just for the midpoint formula. That one for the midpoint formula. Okay? I add the 2 y's together and I divide by 2. I'm averaging the y's. That's how I find a midpoint. Okay? Now, let's see if I can, I don't know if I can do both of these in the amount of time I've got left. I may have to do a second video, but let's see what happens. It says, oh, this one just says find the distance between the 2 points. Okay. Well, guys, I know it's going to be the square root of 1x minus another one squared plus 1y minus the other one squared. So let me plug in my x's. All right. My x's are 6 and 5. And then my y's are 3 and 7. Okay? So that means it's the square root of 1 squared. That's what this is. 6 minus 5 is 1. Plus, that's supposed to be squared. What is that, negative 4 squared? Yeah? Okay. So the square root of 1 plus, what's negative 4 squared? What is negative 4 times negative 4, Ethan?
positive 16.
16? Positive 16? So the distance between these 2 points is the square root of 17. Now I always want to give my answer in simplest form. Is root 17 in simplest form? Can I break it down? Can't break it down because 17 is prime, right?
Yep.
So the distance between these 2 points is root 17. Now let me do this real quick, and I don't know if I'm, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to have time, but we'll see. I'm not rushing. Life's not about rushing. Okay? Oh, I don't want that. Okay. Let's move this screen down some. It won't move down. Okay. Now, guys, I'm gonna do another video because I want to graph these 2 things and show you what we're doing, okay? All right, second video coming up.